welcoming Washington's peace efforts, but said that Europe's security interests must be protected. From Bureaus Worldwide, this.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Monday, the 11th day of August for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports to get you up and get you going here this morning. Going to be talking about the Nebraska volleyball team. They have opened up the 2025 season with the annual red-white scrimmage. That was played on Saturday at the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. The Nebraska women's soccer team fought to a 1-1 tie with Colorado State on Friday in its second exhibition match of the season. The Nebraska women's basketball team has picked up a 6'2" small forward out of Wagner, South Dakota. We'll tell you about that coming up here this morning. Hickman has won the Class B State Seniors Baseball Championship with a win over Waverly on Saturday. Meanwhile, Lincoln East has qualified for the American Legion World Series for the second time in 3 years. Minnesota beating the Kansas City Royals yesterday. We've got NASCAR news. We've got golf news. And, of course, stuff from the NFL here this morning as we wake you up and get you going for another work week as we welcome in Tyson Havronic out of the Western Studios. Good morning.
And good morning. What are you doing, like your best Wizard of Oz impression, being the man behind the screen? Turn your camera on.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay, well, your camera's off. Anyways, just me, just dancing over here in the background while you're doing the show intro. So, hey everybody, the man behind the curtain on my left is Mike Will. He'll have his camera operating soon. You mentioned it, busy weekend, not only on the sports front but on the news front as well. We'll be talking about the severe weather that rolled through back-to-back nights of some severe weather activity here across the state. One event in particular we'll be focusing on is kind of the Lincoln, Lancaster County, Omaha area. One person tragically killed in the severe weather activity. So we'll highlight that story coming up here on the show. We also want to dive into a recent trend in fraudulent activity at the Hastings Police Department wants the public to be aware of, and a big donation for Hope Harbor in Grand Island, a homeless shelter with a pretty big plan for some potential housing units for the homeless population. Gets a big donation from a local manufacturer in GI. So we'll highlight all those stories and more coming up here on the show, but I'll give the wheel back over to you, Mike. Let's go ahead and lead this train.
Yeah, and where we're going to start, there's so much to talk about from over the weekend. Let's talk some NFL football, some preseason stuff. And I've got to admit, I was probably all
the things to talk about, all the things. And the first thing you want to bring up is our favorite quarterback to discuss here on the show.
Yeah, I said Friday, you asked me if Shadur would throw a touchdown or run for a touchdown in the ball game on Friday night in the preseason opener. I said no, that he didn't even know half of the players on the team yet. Well, all he did is complete 14 of his 23 pass attempts, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ran the ball 4 times for 19 yards during his time out there.
I heard the Cleveland Browns are set to retire his jersey after that fantastic preseason performance from Shadur Sanders. Again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It is preseason. It's practice. He's playing against second and third team defenses as well. But here's a guy that is, boy, that sounded like Chris Collinsworth accidentally. Here's a guy this is a guy that's been obviously the meme on social media and is saying enough of that. What I think we all saw Friday night was a very determined Shedeur Sanders to prove the naysayers wrong. To go out and say, F the haters, and I'm going to go out here and have a good performance, and looked pretty comfortable doing it. So kudos to the kid. Again, I don't hate Shedeur like everybody assumes that I hate Shedeur Sanders. I think that Shedeur Sanders was definitely overhyped. I think he was a product of the ESPN circus and hype train around him, and that put pressure of immense proportions on him, not only through his collegiate career, but going into the NFL draft as well. And it's hard not to buy in to that hype from the worldwide leader in sports, quotes bunny ears. And I just thought I thought he performed pretty well. I thought he came in under pressure, and obviously he knew that he needed to have a good performance or the internet was going to rip him apart. And I think that that's kind of fueled him. I think that's backed him a little bit as he's progressed and has tried to advance up this 5-man Cleveland quarterback room.
Yeah, I thought maybe Cleveland was setting him up for failure.
Sure.
Because he had taken only a handful of snaps with the number ones and the number twos going in to the preseason opener. And all of a sudden, earlier in the week, they said, yep, you're going to start. What? What? You don't even know half of these guys' names.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think Cleveland set him up for failure in that ball game. And now I think Cleveland's got a big problem on their hands. Now what do you do with him? Now he has proven that he maybe could be an NFL quarterback. What do you do with him? They got 4 other quarterbacks in the room.
Pump the brakes on the proven he can be an NFL quarterback yet. Pump the brakes on defenses that haven't ran their ones and ran their ones with blitz packages that can blow through that whatever sorry-ass excuse it is for a Cleveland offensive line. Just temper the expectations slightly, but it was a good performance. It was a good step one because he goes out in preseason game 1 and he bombs, right? If he puts the ball on the turf, if he throws a couple picks, if he makes some bad reads, throws one behind the receiver when they're off on the wrong page, he's probably going to the practice squad. It was a trial by fire, I think, in maybe not set up for failure, but hey, you have all of this intense pressure going around you. I want to see how you handle it. Here's a stress test. But to say that they have a big problem and that they're going to have to restructure and figure out a starting quarterback, I think that's a little far-fetched at the moment. That could change.
I don't say that. I say now you got to give him probably some more reps this week.
Oh yeah. You're not cutting him.
Instead of taking 2 or 3 reps, maybe with the
Sure.
ones and twos, he's going to get more reps. He's going to be more into the mix. I'm not going to say, run him out there and he's your starting quarterback after one preseason game. I'm going to say he's going to take more reps in practice this week. I'm going to say week number 2 here for the preseason. I bet he plays maybe more than just a quarter to see what he can do. And that's going to limit reps for everybody else. So I think that changes the quarterback room just a little bit. Not necessarily Shedeur going to be the starter, but I think it changes the quarterback room just a little bit.
I agree. Next topic.
The kicker for Jacksonville.
Holy crap.
This guy, now normally you don't hear anything about this, but the kicker for Jacksonville, Cam Little, he kicked a 70-yard field goal in the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday night. That would have been an NFL record field goal, but because it happened in a preseason game, they don't count it. But that would have been a record field goal in the NFL. He hit one from 70 yards out. Little is entering his second season with the Jags, and certainly got off to a great start. He made 93% of his field goal attempts last year, including 5 from 50 yards or more, so he's got a big leg. But 70-yard field goal for this cat from Jacksonville on Saturday.
Absolute cannon for a leg. I mean, he's not going to earn himself a start. He's not going to earn himself a spot in the record books. But I think he's pretty much guaranteed that he can hang around the NFL for a while. 70-yard boot, an absolute cannon. I used a driver and a Titleist Pro V1 this Sunday, and there was times where I couldn't get the ball to go 70 yards, and he did it with his foot. So kudos to Cam Little. And here's the thing: like I watched the tape. That might have been good from like 71. Like that just snuck in, but it was so fun to watch.
So Cam Little, you might put him on your fantasy team.
He's gonna I normally say kickers and defenses are last and second to dead last to draft. I might sneak Cam Little up the fantasy board a little bit. Well, he's probably he'll outscore tight ends in the league.
I think so.
And I think a lot of kickers could.
Especially with his leg, if he's hit, what did I say, 4 over 50 yards last year.
Yeah.
Now he's proven that he can hit a 70-yarder. Hell, they're going to let him bombs away from way out. He's a good fantasy player.
And Jacksonville doesn't really have the offense quite yet to get touchdowns in the red zone. So, yeah, he could be a real sneaky fantasy wild card. ESPN's going to have to make a new statistical category for plus 70. As of right now, it's like still plus 50, and I think that's the highest it goes. Like we need plus 60 category, we need plus 70. If I'm gonna draft Cam Little, I want to make sure I'm maximizing points on this guy.
Yeah, that would have been an NFL record, but since it occurred in a preseason game, it really doesn't count. So keep your eyes on Cam Little. Some bad news for the Eagles. Their Pro Bowl left guard Landon Dickerson was helped off of the field, carted indoors after suffering an apparent right leg injury during the team's open practice last night. Dickerson is a key player on the offensive line. He helped pave the way for Shaquan Barkley during his record-breaking 2024 campaign, in which he rushed for 2,504 yards, including the playoffs. So one of the big boys up front, Landon Dickerson, we'll see what happens. He's scheduled for an MRI coming up today, but he was helped off of the field, carted indoors. Certainly didn't look good, suffering an apparent right leg injury during practice on Sunday.
Bummer.
So if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, that's waking up to a little bit of concern there. My Kansas City Chiefs, I see Patrick Mahomes. He played one series, led the team to a touchdown. Through a touchdown pass in his only series with the Kansas City Chiefs. What? No, what? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Football, right?
Well, what's wrong with mentioning the Kansas City Chiefs?
Not at all. Just got a little bored.
Preseason football. Did you catch any preseason football over the weekend?
Oh, we had Cubs Cards weekend, man. So I was watching some baseball. Last night was fun. Going to be a little controversy surrounding the Huddle Up show. I understand where the frustration lies for some of my fellow Cubs fans. Bang, bang play at second base. And Cubs fans are upset, saying that the Cardinals' second baseman Thomas Saggese forced the base runner's hand off the bag. But Saggese, as one does, as you're taught at a very early age, to apply the tag and keep the tag on in case the base runner goes flying off the bag. You know, if they overshoot it, you keep the tag on, and there, boom, it's an out. And from everything, and again, I'm a homer, I get it. Cubs fans, you're homers, I get it. You're mad. But from my angles, didn't see that he forced the base runner off the bag, still applied the tag, just held it down. Cardinals pick up the narrow one-run victory last night after Nolan Arenado drives in Jordan Walker. And then they had that play at second base that would have put the tying run in scoring position. And I think the reason that they're so pissed, not that he got caught stealing, But it was that the very next hit was like a ringing double that would have easily driven in the tying run to go to extras. But again, in that situation, I thought it was a good defensive play. So that's the debate right now with Cubs Cards.
So what happened in the series? Did St. Louis win the series over the weekend?
Yeah, we did 2-3. So
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Endorf says he came out. He was out, came off the bag clean and simple. Coach Williams was less than pleased. And I think it was kind of the start of a bad day for Coach Williams, because earlier in the day, we had a last-minute sub. We called up Barry Carlson. Now, Eric, Barry, and I had just gone out golfing the weekend before at the annual Grand Island Little Theater Scramble. And Barry and I shot like shit. Like, we had a bad day at the golf course. And Eric was really, honestly, carrying the load. Was just kind of carrying our asses around the course. Just he-manning it up. Yesterday, like, out of the gates, Barry and I are just crushing the crap out of the ball. And we're looking like a completely different golfer. And I'm like, we can't tell Eric that we had half of these shots. Because if we had half of the shots in the 3-man scramble, where we finished 2 over, we felt like we could have potentially been a contender.
Now, wait a minute. You just told me
Yes.
you were crushing the crap out of the ball.
Yes.
5 minutes ago, you said
Yes.
you couldn't hit the ball 70 yards.
Yeah.
Now, which is it?
Well, you golf sometimes.
Yeah.
You haven't golfed in a while. But you know the rules. Like, you have one good shot, you have about 4 bad ones. You have one good shot, and you trade that in. If I could consistently hit the ball good. And I thought of this analogy the other day, because a lot of people say the best advice you can give in golf is not to think. And I thought, well, why am I not a pro? Because I never use my head to think, so I should be in like the PGA Tour by now. If I could consistently hit good golf shots, I probably wouldn't need to be on this show. But you know, I'm an amateur, so you have about 4 or 5 different clunkers, and it's wild because you can hit the ball for 275, slice it beautifully right down in the middle of the fairway, and then your very next shot you go out and top it. That's how you know you're golfing with good people.
God, so how'd you do this weekend?
We got 4th place in the 4th flight.
4th place in the 4th flight.
Out of 16 teams. I'll let you do the math and figure out where we finished. There were some really good golfers, though.
Sure there was.
Like, this was a talented field.
Yeah, I bet it was.
We went in knowing that we were going to be the team that finished dead ass last. We are the fun team. We're the team that goes around and turns on the speaker and just goes out and has fun for the love of it. There's some super good, like Gino and his team. They've been doing this thing for 30 years. And then you got Gino, who gets to tee off from like the seniors tees, so they have a huge advantage. They're shooting for eagles. We're shooting for pars. Like, it's just a completely different
So you've played
field.
2 rounds of golf this year so far?
No, I've played like 4.
4 rounds?
Yeah. Got a lot of experience in.
All right, what's your average score out of the 4?
Like 10 over?
10 over what?
10 over par?
10 over par for the 4 rounds, your average?
Yeah.
So you're telling me you're shooting like in the 80s?
88s, 85s. Little over 10 over par. Mid-80s.
Well, that's
Doesn't
without
suck.
mulligans. If that is without mulligans and everything, that's a drastic
Well,
improvement.
there's a foot wedge or two that gets played in there. You know, there's always I didn't actually hit that ball. Let me take another swing at it. Like, everybody has a practice swing breakdown once in a while where your practice swing's too close to the ball and you accidentally touch it. Like, that happens, so you get a redo.
Well, the president can do it, so I guess you can. Did you see that?
No.
I think it was last week he was playing golf, and his guy who was caddying with him went up and dropped the ball out in the middle of the fairway after the president shanked one over into the rough. And they caught
what a
it.
bounce.
Yeah, they caught it. Someone caught it on video. And, you could see clearly that the caddy went out and just dropped the ball in the middle of the fairway, and the president went up and hit the damn thing.
Dude.
So it does happen. It does happen. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a Monday morning. Lots to talk about, lots to get to yet today. I see the IT guy has restored my camera, so I'm joining you now this morning. It's good to see you.
Yeah,
402-834-1330 is our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. That's the number to call if you'd like to join in the conversation here this morning. Love to chat with you. 402-834-1330. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, you can do that as well. Lots of people hanging by in the lobby. Thanks for joining us. It's a Monday morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Powerful storm sweeping through eastern Nebraska early Saturday, unleashing wind gusts of over 90 miles per hour. At Two Rivers State Park, just west of Omaha, a large cottonwood tree crushed a vehicle in which a woman and a man had sought shelter. The woman was declared deceased at the scene. Firefighters spent about 90 minutes rescuing the man, who was then transported with life-threatening injuries to a hospital. The storm inflicted extensive damage, toppling trees, shattering roofs, and downing power lines. Thousands of customers lost power in both Lincoln and Omaha. In Lincoln, 2 housing units at the Nebraska State Penitentiary sustained significant damage, leading to the relocation of 387 inmates. The Hastings Police Department would like to make local businesses aware of a recent trend in fraudulent credit card activity reported in the community. There has been received multiple reports involving suspects attempting purchases using credit card numbers that are not physically presented on the card. The current method involves the suspect presenting a damaged or non-functioning card and requesting that the credit card number be manually entered into the payment system. In many of the cases, the fraudulent card numbers do not match the physical card or are presented by another method such as a digital photo or other digital methods. They are urging all businesses to exercise caution when processing card transactions manually. Many credit card processing companies do not reimburse businesses for losses resulting from manually entered unauthorized transactions. And Hope Harbor has announced a $100,000 pledge from Hornady Manufacturing to support the development of the Lighthouse Apartments, which will be a permanent supportive housing project in downtown Grand Island. The Lighthouse Apartments will provide 20 units for individuals and families experiencing chronic homelessness, including those with disabilities. The $10 million project will combine long-term housing with voluntary trauma-informed support services, creating a stable foundation for those facing the highest barriers for housing. 722, we'll swing things over to you. Mike Will, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Nebraska volleyball team opened the 2025 season with its annual red-white scrimmage on Saturday at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Red team defeated the white team 3-1, though the Huskers mixed teams and lineups around for each set. Rebecca Aulich led all players with 16 kills. She hit .433 during the matches played. Harper Murray had 15 kills, 9 digs. Huskers continue their preseason with the inaugural alumni match coming up on Saturday at 6 o'clock. The alumni squad will feature former Huskers Jordan Larson, Kelly Hunter, Lauren Stivrins, Kinsey Maloney, Annika Albrecht, Gina Mancuso, Callie Schwarzenbaugh, Lindsey Krause, Layla Blackwell, and Allie Batenhorst. The Nebraska women's soccer team fought to a 1-1 tie with Colorado State on Friday in its second exhibition match of the season. Nebraska will open the regular season on Thursday against Southern Indiana in Lincoln. Game time will be at 7:05. The Nebraska women's basketball team has picked up a 6'2" small forward from Wagner, South Dakota. Ashlyn Kopel averaged 22 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals per game last year as a junior. She shot 58% from the floor. She turned down other offers from Duke, Kansas, Michigan State, and TCU. Hickman won the Class B Senior State Championship on Saturday with a 7-3 win over Waverly. It's the 4th Legion title in the last 5 years for Hickman. And Lincoln East has qualified For the American Legion World Series for the second time in 3 years, East won the Central Plains Regional up in Fargo, North Dakota, with a 6-3 win over West Fargo. The World Series starts on August the 14th and runs through the 19th in Shelby, North Carolina. Minnesota beat the Kansas City Royals 5-3 yesterday. The Royals are now 58-60 on the season and will play host to Washington tonight. First pitch will be at 6:40. Shane Van Gisbergen won the NASCAR race yesterday on the road course at Watkins Glen. It's the fourth straight win on a road course for Van Gisbergen. Christopher Bell was second, followed by Chris Buescher, William Byron, and Chase Briscoe. Justin Rose made up a three-shot deficit over the last 5 holes, and then made 2 birdies in a playoff to win the U.S. Open. Rose finished with a 3-under par 67 for his 24th victory worldwide. That puts him back into the top 10 in the world at the age of 45. That's a check into sports headlines this morning, coming up on 7:26 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Waking up on this Monday morning, there's a few area showers and storms moving through the area. No severe weather expected, and we could get up to about 1/10 of an inch out of it when it's all said and done. 80 is the high today. It'll be cloudy. 62 and partly cloudy overnight tonight. Sunshine returns on Tuesday, a high of 84. 86 on Wednesday, and then the 90s come back to close out the week. Will be 90 on Thursday and 94 on Friday.
We've got north winds this morning at 4 miles per hour. It is cloudy. It is 66 in Hastings.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Every football season, there's that one fan. The one who sees the upsets coming. The one who doesn't just cheer, they calculate. They survive. This year, that fan could be you. Introducing Extreme Sports Survivor, the ultimate test of football instinct. Pick one NFL team to win each week. No spreads, no gimmicks, just survive. But there's a twist. Once you pick a team, you can't pick them again. One wrong call, and it's over. Your name fades. Your shot gone. But survive long enough, be the last one standing, and you'll win our grand prize. Not just the glory, Not just the bragging rights. Something more. Sign up by Wednesday, September 3rd at x-streamsports.com/survivor. Do you trust your gut? Can you outlast them all? This is more than a game. This is Extreme Sports Survivor.
All right, good morning and welcome to Extreme Sports. This is Huddle Up for a Monday. Mike Will, Tyson Urbanic getting you up and getting you going here this morning. So get signed up for a Survivor, Extreme Sports Survivor. Your chance to win a grand prize. We'll unveil that here in the next week or so. Let you know what's in the grand prize. But certainly get signed up, get ready to go for the opening week of the NFL football season. You got to get signed up by Wednesday, September 3rd. Just go to our website at x-streamsports.com and you'll find the link to the Survivor. Get signed up, and who knows, you could be our lucky winner at the end of the season. So that's
Absolutely.
What's on the table there.
Just reading through the comments. We had some comments on the Cubs card series this weekend. Comments now from Ryan, disappointed in the Royals' effort over the weekend as they took on the Minnesota Twins. Kansas City falling in that finale of the series in extra innings, lost in 11. Their postseason probability is looking slim to none. But at the same time, you string a couple of wins together, get hot, and you're only 4 back. But you're 4 back to some pretty good baseball teams. Rangers, Guardians in there. The Yankees, I'm convinced, are going to make a late push. Everybody is all up in arms and pressing the panic button in New York right now. Haven't got good pitching. Devin Williams has been a miserable closer at best. That said, I still think the Yankees can get healthy and then they can turn it on, so they'll flex. Boston, I'm not totally convinced, is going to hang on to that wild card spot. But again, some teams in front. Kansas City's postseason probability hanging around the 3 percentile.
It's not good.
Just slightly below the Cardinals' postseason probability, which is now bolstered to 6% after taking 2 of 3 from Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah, 6% postseason probability.
Don't throw in the towel yet, my man.
Just 3.5 out of the last wild card spot, but pretty good teams in the 3 wild card spots as they stand, with Chicago, San Diego, and New York. Honestly, it's tough to see them having a late season collapse, but the Mets can Met, and if we know anything about the Cubs, CUBS stands for completely useless by September, so we could anticipate maybe, possibly, a late season fold from Chicago. That would put St. Louis into a wild card spot, but we're going to need some help. St. Louis at 6%, Kansas City at 3%. The grand state of Missouri has a total of a 9% postseason probability.
All right, so Major League Baseball playoff push is underway. I saw over the weekend, according to ESPN's computer model,
oh God,
there's going to be 5 teams that realistically can go undefeated in college football this year.
Wow. That's ambitious.
You want to know who they are?
I do.
Texas.
Barf.
Ohio State.
Barf.
Notre Dame.
Woohoo.
Penn State.
Barf.
And Georgia.
Meh.
All 5 of those teams have at least a 7% chance of winning every single regular season game this year. Of course, both Ohio State and Texas will not be able to go undefeated as they face off during the start of the 2025 campaign. But there's 5 teams that basically have a realistic chance to go undefeated in college football this year. Leading the way is Texas at 8.9%. Ohio State is at 8.6%. Both Notre Dame and Penn State and Georgia, I see, are all at 7%. According to the ESPN computer model, those 5 teams have a realistic chance to go undefeated in college football this year.
Let me pose you a question. We used to do this frequently in the 7 years that we worked together. We called them 0% chance games.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? The 0% chance games when you had absolutely no way in God's green earth was the team that you were covering going to win the game. We called them 0% chance games. We were going to get paid and get out. Would you put Nebraska in the 0% category of going undefeated?
Yes. 0% chance.
0% chance of going undefeated.
What's everybody think? Now, last week, you were starting to waffle a little bit. You had us at 10 wins about a month ago. I think it was last week you started to waffle a little bit. You had us down to 8 to 9. You're not thinking that we should be thrown in to the ESPN computer model to make it 6 teams that realistically have a chance to go undefeated this year. Pump the brakes.
Is this going undefeated and winning a title, or is this winning all of your regular season games?
Regular season.
Just regular season, straight up, 12-0.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a 0% chance.
0% chance. Not a snowball's chance, and you know where.
I'd like to think that we could. Michigan to me is going to be where the rubber meets the road. And are we this team that made great strides, like everybody has been coach speaking? Michigan's the rubber meets the road game. Because if we go out 3-0 and we get the hype train rolling and everything is trending in the right direction, and then lay an egg against the Wolverines, which could be a possibility. I'm not ruling it out. They could steamroll. But I don't see Michigan as making the great improvements that everybody thinks that they have.
Pump the brakes. We got Cincinnati first.
I realize that. And I think that the game's going to be
a lot closer than a lot of people are saying right now.
As of right now, when that spread comes out, I might, if I was a betting man, I don't bet Huskers because that's just sacrilege. But I would consider throwing money on Cincinnati to keep it under whatever the spread's at. That I think they could cover. But again, roll 3-0, get to Michigan, and then let's figure it out from there.
Yeah, IT guy says 0% chance.
Just start off by winning the first 3.
Yeah, let's worry about the first 3 first. Let's worry about the first one first. I'm not saying that is a shoe-in. Now, Akron and Houston Christian, games 2 and 3. I would think we have a pretty good chance at those games. And then you get to your Michigan game.
Mm-hmm.
So games 1 and 4 look to be stumbling blocks.
I don't think stumbling blocks, but I think obstacles.
Obstacles, that might be a better way to put it.
Games 1 and 4 are when you're a brand new parent and you're trying to take a pee at 2 o'clock in the morning and there's kids' toys all over and you can't turn on the lights, and so you're walking through a minefield and you got to successfully navigate your way to the bathroom.
Interesting analysis.
Without stepping on a Lego.
Yeah, that's interesting analysis there. So Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Penn State, Georgia, the teams that realistically have a chance to go undefeated this year. On the other end of the scale, guess what the worst team in college football is going to be? That's not Nebraska.
Worst team in college football. I'm going to say Kent State.
You've got it.
Let's go.
Very good. Kent State. They have been 1-23 over the last 2 years, 0-16 in the MAC.
They're awful. They are awful.
Last season, Kent State was outscored 529 to 167, and their defense gave up more than 44 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
So Kent State is considered to be the worst team in college football for the 2025 season. Might want to just bet against them every week.
That was a successful strategy that I deployed last year on a couple parlays.
Really?
I found out who Kent State was playing. I took the favorite in that game. I bet overs a lot on Kent State last year because they were giving up so many points a game.
Yeah, 44 points per game.
Yep.
So, yeah, keep that in the back of your minds.
They are bad.
Kent State, the worst team.
You wouldn't take them in college football Survivor.
No, absolutely not. The Huskers, let's get to Nebraska. They had a scrimmage for the first time on Saturday in Lincoln amongst the severe weather. They had like a 24-minute weather delay during the scrimmage, but they got it in. They did everything they wanted. And the coach says, first of all, to start off things, we're going to lose 2 players to injuries to begin the season.
Unfortunately, Bly Hill and Gage Stinger will be out for the year, so both got injured. Bly had that patella once before, and unfortunately I just re-injured the patella in a non-contact play a couple days ago. So he was doing really well. He was playing really well, and our heart breaks for him. And Gage Stinger, just the heartbeat, the epitome of what it means to be a Husker, a leader on the team, just a grinder and a guy that was going to play a lot of football, especially on the special teams for us. So hate that he also hurt his knee as well. So very, very, very unfortunate. But, we believe in both those guys as people. We know who they are. We know that they'll both be back. We're here to support them in every way.
So some bad injury news there for the Huskers. But what about that first scrimmage on Saturday?
I thought we were really, 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 really efficient on offense. I thought we were able to both run the ball and throw the ball. The one caveat to that is that when the quarterback's not live, sometimes guys are blitzing and running by, and I'm saying stay off them. So, to stop a guy like Dylan, you're going to have to get to the quarterback and affect the quarterback. So there's probably a lot of plays where, guys are blitzing, they have to pull up. And I just think on defense, a lot of good things being done on defense. I just think we have to continue to tackle. We have some elite running backs, and it's really hard to tackle those guys. And so our tackling is something that has to improve based upon we did a Wednesday short yardage live period and today's live period, and we just need those reps. It's the first week of tackling. We're going to have to really improve that this week. You think about it, really 5 more practices till training camp is over, and 9 practices until we start game week. So when I say over, like next Saturday, kind of as you get in the next week, you start a little bit of game planning for 4 days and then game planning full out. So we have a real sense of urgency, and I think tackling is probably the main thing. And then we got some punt, we got some field goals. Really pleased with the field goal operation today. And it looked like the punt, I've never enjoyed punt periods in my life, but it's my favorite period of practice right now. I just could watch Archie punt all day. I've never seen anything like it, so it's like watching a YouTube short. I mean, the guy's amazing, so what he does. So I used to walk over the O-line during punt period or kind of stand to the side. Now I'm out there like with popcorn because it's really a fun thing to watch. I hope we don't punt a lot, but when we do, it'll be fun.
All right, who's shining right now? The coach has singled out all the kickers. They have done a great job so far.
We missed a field goal in an overtime game against Illinois last year. We missed a field goal with, I think it was 5 minutes left in the third quarter against Iowa last year. We missed a field goal 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Maybe it was earlier against Iowa. We missed a field goal against UCLA at the half. We missed a field goal against Wisconsin 2 years ago heading into halftime. And we missed the extra point against UCLA, last year. And then we missed a field goal against Iowa 2 years ago. We lost 13-10. So you're gonna miss field goals. But a lot of those also had bad snaps, just operation, was all a part of it. Not all of them. I'm not placing it on any one person. But so when I look at it right now, I'm looking at the total operation. I'm looking at the snap, the hold, the kick. I'll have to say Camden's doing a fantastic job holding. Like, he's a special holder. He's taking tremendous pride in it. Obviously, his dad, Sam's, probably taught him that at a young age, and he's doing a great job. And then Jalen Graham's dad's doing a great job as the backup holder. And I think that's as important. Sometimes we just look at, like, the easiest thing, the kicker, and sometimes I do. But having a guy like Brett around and a guy like Eck around, talking about all the different details, the wings, the tight ends, the double bump, the inside, not allowing push. We get a lot of live field goal reps here. We believe in that. And those guys, the whole operation's been good. And I think I don't even know if we missed one today. So, I think we're just now having to start to push that distance out. We've been really good inside the 30-yard line, so field goals going out to, the mid-40s. But now we're starting to push it out. Hey, can we make that 52-yarder as the game expires? Can we make that 53-yarder? So that's sort of our next steps heading into this week.
You're listening to Matt Rule following the Huskers' first scrimmage of fall camp on Saturday. He says the running backs room is starting to take shape.
Mosey's a dude. Mackay might be one of the fastest guys I've ever seen going from, first 5 steps. Now they have to go do it in the games, right? Like, I'm just talking about in practice right now. But I think that's a loaded room for us. Kenneth Williams is out there balling. Connor Booth, tell you what, he's just gaining his stride right now. So Emmett obviously has like some pelts on the wall and some pedigree being out there, but Mosey and Mackay are making a tremendous push. Quinton's still out, so we're hoping we get Quinton back this week. But those other guys have just raced ahead. And they both can catch the ball out of the backfield, and they both can protect. EJ does such a good job, but you can't play on our offense if you can't protect. And so they do a nice job of that. But, we moved Genatone over to tailback, so we have a 230-pound guy that runs, 22.5 miles per hour. So he had some good runs today, and we're hoping he can – I'm hoping he can get in that I formation and, short yardage and go get that yard when you need it. I know Emmett can, but can we have another guy like Genatone that can? So I'm really pleased with that room. I have some concerns. That's not the concern for me.
And what about the Husker quarterbacks?
I thought Dylan was excellent. It's scrimmage one, so we'll have to continue to grow. But I thought Dylan was excellent in the situations. He's been really good all camp. Jalen Gramstad's doing a really nice job. He knows where the ball's supposed to go. He can throw. He gets the ball there. Jalen's also a really good athlete. He can run. He played safety, I think, his first year at previous school, so he can move and run and change the pocket. Really pleased with TJ Lateef. For a young player, you can tell he played like big-time football, and you can tell he's been coached because not many things rattle him. A lot of things with the young players, can they handle the frustration of not much affects TJ, and then you could just constantly see Dylan pouring into TJ while he's out there. Like TJ scored on we have a play that we run, and one of the options is the quarterback running the ball, which is kind of like one of those things that you say is an option but never really happens, and TJ did it, and Dylan went nuts for him. So they have such a great relationship, and then Marcos and Luke doing a really nice job. So I think the quarterback room has done a really nice job of everything that they're doing. And I think one of the biggest reasons why is Dylan does things, non-physical things at a really high level, makes the check, reads the defense. He's lucky he has John Butler who walks him through, hey, this is what we're doing, right? They have a great relationship. John Butler's one of the smartest people I've ever been around in my life. He's brilliant. Sometimes brilliant people can make things very complicated. He doesn't. He's able to simplify it, but he loves talking to Dylan. And so they're kind of it really is like a chess match between the two of them. And but as a result, what Glenn has not allowed, he doesn't allow it to be like, well, that's just Dylan. No, that's the quarterback at Nebraska. So Jalen, you better do the same. Better make the same checks. Hey, TJ, you better flip the protection. You better know when you're hot. You better sight adjust. So it's not just like a Dylan thing. It's a quarterback thing. But the great thing is Dylan's just sprinting and leading the way, and the other guys are having to catch up. If they didn't see Dylan doing that, we would probably be much more remedial. But they see Dylan doing it, so as a result, they all want to do it. So I think we're doing really nice things in the quarterback room.
So finally, where is the focus for week 3 of a preseason camp?
I think a lot of it's me watching the tape first. As I think I said to them, I said, coming out of scrimmage, it's what did I do well? What did I not do well? What do I need to improve upon? And what's my plan? I think as I look at it, defensively, it's just certainly continuing to tackle, right? Continuing to run the right angles and tackle. Continuing to, situational football. We've been doing a lot of 2-minute stuff. We didn't do any today. It was more like first and second down, red zone. And then we did work 2-point plays as if it was overtime. The kicking game, we got to continue to master the field goal and, field goal rush. So we'll try to get better at everything, but I think there's some key things. Like I said, the 2-minute end of game stuff on offense, and certainly on defense, tackling, and just continue to give the guys a chance to be game ready. Because the first football games, Cincinnati's an excellent team. The first game of the year usually comes down to tackling and special teams, and so we want to make sure we as coaches give the guys the best chance to do that.
All right, so there you go. Matt Rule getting to take on the first scrimmage of a preseason camp on this Saturday. One more sip this morning. One more gulp as we get ready for the 2025 season opener against Cincinnati coming up on Thursday, August the 28th, then at Arrowhead in Kansas City.
I can't wait. I'm stoked. And you listen to him, and it's just, man, he gets you stoked, he gets you ready for football season. I did find the position that I think I want to do for the rest of my life this weekend. It was on a Netflix special. I don't know if you've seen this or came across it at all. It's the Any Given Saturday. It's a new full-on deep dive documentary into the SEC and what it's like playing football in the SEC. But it was Beamer Squad over at South Carolina. They have a position And you know how we talked about Nebraska, they created like 9,000 positions for staff members this past season under Matt Rule. They have a position as like player development coordinator. And all this guy does is walk around at practices, walk around the sidelines at games, and he just motivates the hell out of kids. You know, like he comes back in after the INT, instead of going to the coach and getting your ass chewed out. Like, the player development guy will step in first, and he'll ease you into it and, you know, try to get you hyped up to go get the next one, you know, go get the next snap. And you know, getting on the offensive line. He's not really talking X's and O's. He's not talking schematics or schemes. He's just a hype man. He is like a South Carolina hype man for his players. And he gets paid money to do this. And I thought, well, that would be like the ultimate job. Just be like the Husker hype guy that goes around and you know, pats Dylan on the ass after he gets done with a great play. Hypes up the offense. The guys that are sitting on the bench that aren't jumping around, getting their teammates fired up, get their asses up off the bench. Like, I could do that. Like, let's go. Let's go win some games. I found like the perfect position if I could ever get on a staff to be human relations or player relations coordinator.
Well, what would you tell like a quarterback that just threw his third interception of the game in the first half, and he's trotting off of the field, and the first guy that he runs into is Tyson Evronic?
The first guy, he runs into me, but before he runs into me, I'm in my offensive coordinator's ear saying, what the hell are we still throwing passes for? This guy hasn't completed one yet. Would you run the damn ball, please? No, I think that would be like the perfect spot for me, man. I really do, because I'm just a hype guy. Like, I don't know X's and O's. I can't break down a cover 2 and a cover 3 defense. I can't tell you where you need to go with the football. I know an offensive scheme when I see one, but it's not based on, what's the defense going to give me? It's just pure, unfiltered, straight hype that I think that I could pour into a football program.
Interesting.
So, yeah, those positions actually exist. Kent State. You need some hype in your life.
Yeah, you need something like that.
Kent State, give me a call. I'm available. I'll go hype up the Golden Flashers.
Volleyball over the weekend. They played the red-white game in Lincoln. Danny Busboom Kelly, the head coach for the Huskers. Mm-hmm. She said she liked what she saw during the scrimmage.
You know, just their confidence and that, you know, when they got the ball, usually something positive happened. And if it didn't, then their body language and their communication was still really mature for freshmen, or Virginia, who's not a typical freshman, but she still is. You know, she's new here, so just really impressed with their overall maturity and confidence.
And she says they played 4 sets, and they said it was a pretty competitive game.
It'd be nice to walk away from here and be like, oh, this was obvious. So-and-so should start, or, you know, this person played great under pressure, but we wanted to have a lot of even teams and have a competitive game, and you know, we did that, and we saw some players step up in big moments, which was great. But it also showed a few things we have to work on, and that hopefully will be better in the alumni match next week.
And she says there's going to be plenty to work on as they enter another week of preparation.
I don't know if we'll adjust a ton, but we'll be a lot more serving and passing. You know, I do think we are a very good serve and pass team. I think that's the toughest thing to do when you're nervous and when there's a lot of pressure. So I thought that showed a little bit today. So we'll do a little more serve and pass, and we got a lot of firepower, so we need to work on that so we can get everybody the ball, and probably a little more blocking.
That's Danny Busboom Kelly following their red-white scrimmage on Saturday. They get ready for their alumni squad meeting, their alumni match coming up this Saturday at the Devaney Center. Gets underway at 6 o'clock. So I think the biggest thing for Nebraska volleyball is not to be too complacent. Yeah, you've been hearing all month, the past 2 months, about how strong Nebraska is going to be. We get the number 1 rating in the preseason poll. Mm-hmm. We just can't be complacent. We gotta work like we're not in the top 10.
Yeah, you got to go after it. You got to know that your target's going to be on your back, and you're going to get everybody's best game. I was talking to volleyball legend Sunday at the Players Banquet after the golf tournament. VC, Alan Van Cura, head volleyball coach for St. Cecilia, legendary volleyball coach at St. Cecilia. And we were chatting about the Husker volleyball scrimmage. And our biggest takeaway was that we wouldn't want Danny Bus Boom Kelly's job right now, not because of the talent in the roster, not because of the number one pressures that come along with it. We wouldn't want that job because how do you pick a lineup each and every night? They are so talented, and we saw that at the scrimmage. There is good cover everywhere, and there is talent all over that court. And, I mean, at this point, you could draw a name out of the hat and throw them on the court, and I think we'd be a pretty competitive volleyball team. And you can't say that at many other programs where you are so loaded, whether it's the starting six or coming off the bench. But you have to balance in today's college day and age playing time, player happiness, getting enough reps on the court. Otherwise, you're going to see players start to look at other programs and, ooh, do they have a spot open for me? And maybe, so there's all of that balance that goes on right now in collegiate sports. So with that and the amount of talent they have, the trick is, and you said not be complacent, I think it's keep everybody happy, keep everybody motivated, get everybody enough playing time so that there's a synergy come postseason.
All right, so some things to look forward to in Nebraska volleyball. Waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll hit the news in brief here with 4 minutes until 8 o'clock. First, a powerful storm is sweeping through eastern Nebraska early Saturday, unleashing wind gusts of over 90 miles per hour. There was one fatality at Two River State Park just west of Omaha after a large cottonwood tree crushed a vehicle in which a woman and a man had sought shelter. The storm inflicted extensive damage, toppling trees, shattering roofs, and downing power lines. Thousands of customers in both the Lincoln and Omaha Metro were without power. Meanwhile, Hastings Police Department is sounding the alarm and making local businesses aware of a recent trend in fraudulent credit card activity reported in the community after receiving multiple reports of suspects attempting purchases using credit card numbers that are not physically presented on the card. In many cases, the numbers do not match the physical card and are presented by another method. They are urging all businesses to exercise caution when processing credit card transactions manually. And Hope Harbor has announced a $100,000 pledge from Hornady Manufacturing to support the development of the Lighthouse Apartment District that will help with the homelessness population. The $10 million project will combine long-term housing with voluntary trauma-informed support services, creating a stable foundation for those facing the highest barriers to housing. It is now coming up on 3 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll swing things back over your way, Mike. What's going on in sports?
Well, the Nebraska volleyball team opened the 2025 season with its annual red-white scrimmage on Saturday. Red team defeated the white team 3-1, though the Huskers mixed teams and lineups around for each set. Rebecca Aulich led all players with 16 kills. She hit .433 during the match. Harper Murray had 15 kills and 9 digs. The Huskers continue their preseason with the inaugural alumni match coming up on Saturday. First serve will be at 6. The Nebraska women's soccer team fought to a 1-1 tie with Colorado State on Friday in its second exhibition match of the season. Nebraska will open the regular season on Thursday against Southern Indiana in Lincoln. Game time will be at 7:05. The Nebraska women's basketball team has picked up a 6'2" small forward from Wagner, South Dakota. Ashlyn Kopel averaged 22 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals per game last year as a junior. She shot 58% from the field. She turned down other offers from Duke, Kansas, Michigan State, and TCU. Hickman won the Class B Seniors State Baseball Championship on Saturday with a 7-3 win over Waverly. It's the 4th Legion title in the last 5 years for Hickman. Lincoln East has qualified for the American Legion World Series for the second time in 3 years. East won the Central Plains Regional in Fargo, North Dakota, with a 6-3 win over West Fargo. The World Series starts August 14th and runs through the 19th in Shelby, North Carolina. And Minnesota beat the Kansas City Royals 5-3 yesterday. The Royals are now 58-60 on the season. They will play host to Washington tonight. First pitch will be at 6:40. That's a check in your sports headlines on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Waking up on this Monday morning, there's a few area showers and storms moving through the area. No severe weather expected, and we could get up to about 1/10 of an inch out of it when it's all said and done. 80 is the high today. It'll be cloudy. 62 and partly cloudy overnight tonight. Sunshine returns on Tuesday, a high of 84. 86 on Wednesday, and then the 90s come back to close out the week. Will be 90 on Thursday and 94 on Friday.
As you wake up, get going this morning. North winds at 4. Cloudy skies. It is 66 in Hastings at Extremes.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance a Maletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Maletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beers, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MalettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Maletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class winged beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, huddle up on Extreme Sports for a Monday. Another work week is upon us. Some of the teachers going back to school today. Ran into a couple of them yesterday. They were pretty anxious. Teachers heading back to the classroom. I think students in some schools will report on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So summer is over. Summer is over for some of the kiddos. Very discouraging. Summer flew by just like that. Let's see. I wanted to bring this up, and you probably didn't see it. Connor Zilch.
Who?
He's a NASCAR Xfinity Series points leader. He won the race at Watkins Glen over the weekend. Well, he was in victory lane celebrating, and like a lot of the drivers do, they crawl out of their cars and they crawl on top of their roofs and celebrate and get the confetti.
Mm-hmm.
They get the champagne or whatever, the water, whatever their sponsors are, spilled all over them, and they celebrate. Well, Connor got on top of his number 88 Chevrolet in victory lane, and he slipped and fell off.
Whoops.
Crashing to the ground.
That's embarrassing.
He hit his head on the asphalt below, knocked him out.
Jesus.
And he suffered a broken collarbone. They had to take him away from the track on a backboard, transported him to a hospital for further evaluation, and he posted on X about 2 hours later that he was okay. The CT scans showed no head injury, that he suffered a broken collarbone. So he didn't get the race on Sunday, but he was up celebrating, fell off of his roof, and crashed to the
Where the hell's your pit
below.
crew to catch you?
Oh, they were nowhere to be found. They were up behind him. That's usually the case. They pull into victory lane, and they're kind of down on a different level. It's been done. It's been done time and time and time again. This is the first time. Yeah, this is the first time I've actually seen an accident happen, and it was a pretty serious one as he falls off the top of his roof and crashes to the ground, breaks his collarbone.
Ouchie.
And now I don't know the status for the rest of the season. He's the points leader in the Xfinity Series, which is the class below the Cup Series. But he races both the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. But his status for the rest of the year is going to be unknown. Hell, how is he going to drive with a broken collarbone?
No, that's massively uncomfortable.
So that's one of the things that happened over the weekend.
There was a couple of times where Carl Edwards used to do the backflip off the car.
Oh, yeah.
And that always concerned me. Like, I wasn't a fan, but
a bystander.
I'm like, probably could think of better things to do than do a backflip off your car if you want to maintain that longevity of your racing career.
So that's just
fell off the car.
Happened. You mentioned the severe weather over the weekend.
Holy crap!
I was camping down at Heartland.
Adversity.
I had to overcome adversity, like go to a tornado shelter.
Wow.
On the Saturday night, Heartland got put under a tornado warning like at 10:45 on Saturday.
So is that the bar?
No, it's not. I tried to get in there, and we were watching the storm brew, and I said, hey, if we need to take cover, can we just go into a cooler?
Yep.
A lot of bars do that.
A lot of bars do that.
They just shove you off into the cooler. That's a safe place to be.
Legitimately our shelter if we need one.
Yeah. So, but she didn't offer the cooler to me. But we had to go to the tornado shelter, which was at the harbor master's house down in his basement.
Huh.
And you hear all the experts, all the weather experts.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the weather that night.
All the experts at the lake that had been drinking for 12 hours that all of a sudden turn into a meteorologist.
Yeah, we're going to have a tornado and the conditions are right, and boy, we got to look out.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really happened. We had torrential rains. That's about it. That's the good news. I just turned on Tim.
Sure.
I dialed up Tim on Nebraska Weather TV, and I was the expert in the room because I was listening to Tim.
Wonder how much sleep he got.
Probably not a whole lot.
No.
So anyway, he was on Saturday night. So, yeah, if you want weather coverage when severe weather strikes, just dial up Tim at Nebraska Weather TV. He'll keep you up to date. And he did. Kept us up to date. So, all right. You played golf over the weekend. It's off to school yet this week?
They're having a breakfast today for all the staff that I might go to. I'm not required to report yet.
You better go have breakfast.
But they're having an all-staff breakfast, and I like to eat, so I gotta make my way down there today.
Am I prolonging your arrival or what?
No.
Is it going on right now?
I think it's just now getting started.
Yeah, you better run out there.
It's like 8 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah, you better run out there.
I got time.
All right. So if you'd like to listen to the show again, you can go to our podcast section in one of our social media sites, download the podcast, hear the comments we had from Matt Rule, hear the comments we had from Danny Busboom Kelly as we get ready for the start of the 2025 season. Lots of things going on this week. High school football teams, all the fall sports beginning practice this week. We'll try to catch up with some of the coaches as they get a couple of practices under their belts maybe at the end of the week. Hastings College volleyball will be starting their season this week. We'll try to meet up with the new man at Hastings College this week. So lots of stuff going on. So join us throughout the week here on Extreme Sports. Huddle Up gets underway at 7 o'clock. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.